Yoruba land buried the OLUBADAN and something else. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. I did not like the way the late OLUBADAN's body was being bandaged as seen in the images and videos viralizing online. It reeks of indignity and dishonor. Okay, about this particular issue, we were needing to consult the oracles, the people who are, who are really, will I say, who knows the real culture of the Yoruba people. And when it comes to traditionally, everybody have their own culture. There are some who knows the surface, there are some who knows in total, there are some who they are very versatile, so they know both the surface and the in total. So about this information, I don't know, maybe this person is saying the way he's saying it, or is he saying the way actually the pictures are permitted to go online. Let's find out what exactly the person is saying he or she does not like. Stay with us, the news in detail. For peasants and even for the worst of men, death is like a waiver that commands at least a denarii worth of dignity for their lifeless bodies. However, for a king, it should command even more in metric tons of honor. I do not even think it was right that a death this grand should have been allowed to become what media houses and blogs were jostled for as viral content. In the Scandinavia-themed series titled Vikings, one of my favorite episodes had scenes that chronicled the burial of Queen Lagertha. It depicted so much honor and reverent order befitting of a royal to chilling levels. And trust me, it was just art imitating what obtained or what should obtain in real life. Looking at the images from OLUBADAN, Oba Saliu Adetunji Aje Ogunisho, one supposed burial yesterday, for dignity I saw disorder. For honor, I saw disdain. For reverence, I saw ruckus. And my mind could not help but screech. Guys, come on. You cannot be tossing and crowding up his body like that. This is a king, the king of Ibadan. The same Ibadan Messi Ogo. The same richly prehistoric Ibadan of Oluyole, Ogumola, Ibukunle, Ajayi, Latosa, and Lagelu. The same Ibadan whose space certain precedent is locked safe in history. The Ibadan whose legend needs no restory or introduction even to the farthest stranger. But her late king was interred in a manner that looks desecratory and leaves much to be desired. Inadvertently, because of this, Yorubaland seems to have buried something else too, a chunk of the majesty and gravitas extra customary with our culture. I fell to the temptation of doing a mental comparison and imagine how this would have happened if it were be the Oba of Benin. We have been poor at preserving culture. We have been poor at communicating salient tradition. We are becoming a classless people, and royalty in Yoruba land has not been said. Kodarara. Okay. This person is saying that they have really damaged. Well, what do you expect? First of all, I'm going to be coming from the academic way. The academic part that is supposed to be teaching our children, our people, our youth, what tradition should be all about, what culture should be all about. They have scripted from the academic book. And I am still screaming. How then do we pass on this information to the future generations when it is not even made readily available? You have to go and search for history. History is supposed to be around so that, when you want to make reference to it, there you go. But unfortunately, it was scrapped out. I'm still asking the question, why was history scrapped out? In fact, instead of history to be scrapped out, there are other subjects that are supposed to be going out instead of it. Now, back to what we are saying. This is when we are saying, when people say, be proud of your culture, be proud of where you come from, of your roots. This is exactly what people are talking about. No matter where you are, don't be afraid to come out and identify with your own. Don't be afraid. You don't know you don't know the person you're going to be motivating. There's this particular story I told of two women. I saw this wonderful clip online. It is very educative. So now one of the women, they were deeply rooted, and their culture is actually, their culture and tradition was actually, she was a Muslim. She practices Islam. All her life, she has been doing the total covering. She covers even both her face. And you know, because of that particular culture, everybody actually who saw her, they're like, you know now, and she was in the Western world. She was not even in her own town. She was not among her own, or among her own, rather. She was actually in the Western world where they saw her, you know, she wants to speak to them. They're going to move away like, you know, no, this person, no. So in doing that, there was actually another lady whose mother always told her, look, first of all, why are you not dressing in our own attire? Why not dressing the way we are dressing? This is our culture. This is how we are born. We cannot throw it away. And we cannot deny it either. She was always having problems with her mom. Her mom was always trying to convince her. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this. That family, the father was actually late. So this lady, actually, the father was late, and she was like, if dad was around, he would not have permitted it. She was telling her mom, she would have allowed me to be myself. No, the mother said yes, because he's not someone who fights against your will. If you want to do this and that, and the mother sat her down and started telling her, you know, how she met the husband, and now the husband was in total support of what she was wearing and all of that. So at the end of the day, long story short, the lady who has never ever worn that her traditional attire, or will I say her religious attire, put it on that particular day. Meanwhile, when they would show the other lady went home and was prepped for work for the following morning, and the husband actually come and say, when will you change? The husband caught her. Her husband was always telling her, you know, why would you do this? Why would you continue to wear this, even when you know it is not totally acceptable? She would always come on with stories of how people, treated her like, you know, she was low and all of that. The husband will always support the people. Then why don't you just dress the same way that's dressing? That particular day, actually, she dressed up in her time, wanted to leave. The husband, you know, tricked her into removing the attire and made her go, you know, leave, shutting the door. She has never been seen without her attire. Unfortunately, she just had the courage to move on. And on getting to the bus, she always boarded. She actually saw someone who was dressed in the same attire. So what does it tell you? You don't know who you're encouraging, and you don't know who you are going to meet. You're going to meet your kind, and you will not know because you have been, you know, shined away from a tradition. Embrace it. Embrace it. The Yoruba people, I think, is a wake-up call, and of course for all of us, it's actually a wake-up call for us. Let's make sure we treat this particular culture, we teach it to our children, and don't allow it to fade away. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. When I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of the day.